Hi everyone, I'm Shelly from There's No Place Like Home at redheadmommate.wordpress.com. Today I'm going to be sharing with you our relaxed homeschool curriculum for my first and second graders this year. And it's actually a really exciting day today because we are starting our first day of school tomorrow. By the time that you see this, it will already have been our first day of school because I'll be posting this tomorrow. But I originally was going to use today's video to show you our super simple lesson plan book for my littles, and I realized that my lesson plan book for this age group is so simple that it probably would have only taken like 2 minutes. So I decided to combine it with the curriculum that I'm going to be using for my first and second grader this year. Now my 4-year-old, I am including her in my littles group this year. I will not be covering her curriculum this year. Yes, I said curriculum. I'll get to that later, but I'm not covering her curriculum today just because I'm waiting for some things to come in the mail for her. So when I get that, I will do a video just for what I'm using for her. But I will say right now that I am not somebody who is really big on curriculum for preschoolers. In fact, I usually cringe when I hear people have a long list of curriculum for their 3- and 4-year-olds. So generally speaking, up until now, I've always let my kids maybe do a little Dollar Tree workbook here and there, and the rest of the time they just played. Now, my 4-year-old now is my youngest, and she is extremely precocious. I should have known from the beginning that she was going to more or less demand a curriculum, which is really what she's done. You know, by 2 years old, she knew how to use my phone better than I did. In fact, she's the one that showed me how to close out the tabs on my phone when she was 2. And then by 3, she was already typing words to people. She would play Roblox on her phone. My kids have weekend phone time. And she would play Roblox. And at 3, she was able to actually type words to people that she saw in Roblox. So yeah, she's pretty much demanding that she wants to be a part of school. So she will be doing school with us this year. I won't be as strict with her about getting her work done. It's pretty much going to be on a voluntary basis with her, but I'm sure she's going to want to do it because I just know my daughter. But anyway, we're not talking about her anymore today. We're going to talk about my first and second grader. Now, in my last video, I mentioned Sarah Mackenzie's quote about how curriculum isn't something that you buy, it's something that you do. And I want you to keep that in mind as I go through our curriculum today. Because again, we are relaxed homeschoolers. I am not someone who feels a need to teach every single subject separately, especially at this age. You know, my daughters are 6 and 7 years old. They are still at the stage where they really learn best from play. So that is really our focus. I want to give them plenty of time to play and explore. Last year we did use 5 in a row a couple times a week with them, and I really do like 5 in a row. But what I found with my daughters is that their play-based learning actually, it helps them to connect more than the 5 in a row did. They really weren't enjoying it that much. So we're going to be doing things a little bit different this year, and I'm going to give them more time for self-directed learning, and I'm going to just get into that in a little bit. So for Bible, they're going to be doing the devotional time with their older siblings, or the middles. We just use the kids' devotional Bible. And I have a feeling that they will also want to be doing Bible with their 4-year-old sister because I do have a preschool Bible curriculum for her, and it has some really fun activities. We've already done some of it, and they really do like doing it with her. So I have a feeling that they might join in with that too. The only textbooks that my daughters will be using are for language arts, and that's only reading and phonics, and math. That's it. No other textbooks at all. Now for phonics, we're using Adventures in Phonics, and they are just basically, they're going to finish up what they did last year. I really am not one that feels like, oh, if my daughter's in first grade, she has to be on a first grade curriculum, or if my daughter's in second grade, she has to be on a second grade curriculum. Because to be honest, grades really aren't important to me. The only reason that I actually even classify grade levels is because it helps my kids to know, and me, to know what Sunday school class they should go in. And also our school district, once we start reporting at the school district, they automatically assign a grade level to the kids. So that's why we do it, but I'm not one who's a stickler about grade level. So yeah, so they will be finishing this out. They will be doing this one every other day. And my daughter, my second grader, she has level B. They're not on the same level. And we really do like this one a lot. It is a Christian curriculum, and it really provides, see, the reason that I don't use spelling or any sort of curriculum like that is because this really does provide them with lots of spelling practice. It uses a lot of the same words over and over again, and it teaches the kids how to spell words on their own. Also, it provides a lot of writing practice without overwhelming them. I am huge on copy work, but at this stage of the game with my girls, I will not be doing much copy work with them, maybe here and there, because I really think they get enough writing practice here. I don't want to overwhelm them with long passages, so I really just stick to this for the time being, for writing at least. You know, on the days that we're not using phonics, we will be using, you can see it's really worn because it's gone through many kids, Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. Now my daughter, my second grader, she's actually probably about a third of the way through this already because we did start it at the end of the last school year. My first grader, she started doing it and didn't like it. So she ended up doing phonics every day. She refused to do this for a while. So we're going to start this again with her. I'll see if she likes it. If she doesn't like it, we'll just go right back to the phonics. I'm not, if it's not going to work for them, I don't make them use it. That's the way that I work. Also, now for math, what they're going to be doing, I actually usually start Life of Fred. Now, most of my, all of my elementary and middle school age kids use Life of Fred. I usually don't start it until third grade because I usually like them to have a couple years of a regular math, like a, how should I put it, a traditional math curriculum, just to get their basic addition and subtraction, just to get the basics in before I actually start out with Life of Fred. So I usually do wait until about third grade. But what I found is that my first and second graders, they're really fast with math. They finish their work like that. So I really feel that they've had enough practice on the basics. They get it to the point where this year I will be doing Life of Fred apples every other day with them. And then on the day that they do not do Life of Fred apples, Summer is going to be using this Abeka Arithmetic 1. And actually I gave her the choice. She could either finish her Liberty Mathematics Level K book from last year. I love Liberty Math because it's a very traditional curriculum. If you look at this, now a lot of people might like this because of all the colors and everything. To me, I like things plain, but like my lesson planners, you know. I don't like things to be too busy. So I did give her the choice on this, but if you see, I think that sometimes books like this are kind of, they almost talk down to kids, and I really want my kids to be able to just see the math problem before them and not to have to like see like cute little clowns all over the page and stuff like that. I just want them to learn their math. I don't think they need all the cutesy wootsy stuff in order to learn how to do it. But I gave her the choice of finishing the kindergarten level or this one. She wants to try it just because it's new, and I honestly wouldn't have had a problem with her finishing up the kindergarten one because I compared the two, and a lot of what is in the kindergarten book is in this first grade one, so they're really about on the same level until you get to the very end of this, and then it does start getting a little bit more. But I actually think she's probably going to start this about a quarter of the way through it. I won't even start her at the beginning. So that's what she is using. We just made this decision today. She was actually going to use Liberty Math before this. Now my other daughter, my second grader, she's going to finish her Liberty Math Level A book, and after she finishes this, I'm going to get her Level B. They're very affordable. And again, they will only be doing these books every other day, because on the other days they'll be doing Life of Fred. Now I just want to show you a comparison of this one. This one is very down to earth. You know, it's like, you see the difference? That's what I like. I like the simplicity. I don't like busyness. So yeah, if my daughter does end up wanting to go back to her level K, I'll be really happy with that. But anyway, so that's what they're using. And as for Life of Fred, there is a lot of writing that has to be done in Life of Fred. So a lot of times Life of Fred is good for kids who are writing and reading fluently on their own. They are not writing and reading fluently on their own yet. So what I am going to do for the time being is I'm going to do this with them at the same time. I'm going to read it aloud to the two of them, and I'm going to have them answer the questions orally. And once they get to the point that they will be able to write the answers out, then we'll get to them writing the answers down. But for the time being, that's how we're going to use Life of Fred. It's going to be read the story and then do the questions orally every other day. Believe it or not, that is the only curriculum that I have planned for my daughters. I do not plan out history and science and all of that, because I really think all of those subject areas can be covered in their play-based learning, in everyday life, in videos that they watch. At this age, they really need to have the time to explore the world, because they're not going to remember what they read in a textbook. They're going to remember what they see and taste and touch with their own hands. Now, my older kids will be using unit studies, so they do a lot of hands-on activities, and my littles do know that they are welcome to do any of the hands-on activities with us. A lot of times, if we are doing some sort of science experiment or anything that involves food, or if they're painting, those sorts of things, yeah, my littles will usually end up doing that. So it's not like they're never going to do any of that stuff. Several times a week, I know they're going to be joining their older siblings. It's just that I don't make it a point to actually plan it out for them. I'm very relaxed. I really think that these kids need to learn how to discover things on their own with just some guidance from me. And I also will be doing read alouds a lot with them too. Read alouds are huge in our house, and they're huge for them. Sometimes it'll be fiction, sometimes not. I'm really hoping to start the Little House series with these two. They have never heard it yet. My older kids did, they did not, and I think that will be a great learning experience, and I can never read that series too many times. So, I almost forgot. Our super simple lesson planner. The reason that it's super simple, spiral notebook again. I don't use any of the fancy stuff. And for my first and second grader, they're only ever going to be on this page right here. They do the same sorts of things every day. So Monday through Thursday, it's Bible, read aloud, language arts, math, and they actually I have their rotations written down for that. And then Fridays, they have a different day where they will do Bible, read aloud, tech time, take a walk, or go to the park. And then if they have any makeup work. And their tech time, they will be using Nessie reading and spelling this year on Fridays. I don't write anything else down for them. The only writing that is going to actually happen in here is going to be for my 4-year-old, because she has some hands-on activities that she's going to be doing. I do not have to write anything else down for them, ever, unless I end up changing something. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's why I said this isn't going to take long, because I don't have to write things down daily for them, because they do the same sorts of activities every day. I don't bother writing page numbers, because we always just do whatever comes next. I think that a lot of times we moms can give ourselves a lot of busy work. We're always saying how we don't want to give our kids busy work in our homeschool, yet we give ourselves busy work all the time. And I think one of those busy work activities can be having ourselves write down all the page numbers, especially if you know that your kids do their lessons consecutively. You don't need to do that. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment. I will be getting into either my 4-year-olds or my high schoolers curriculum later on this week. It really depends on how soon my 4-year-olds gets here, but we'll see. Anyway, if you have any questions, just leave a comment. Have a great day.